Jason, what can I tell you? It's been an electrifying mood all around the island. We got up bright and early at 7 a.m. when the first polls opened across the island. I'm standing here in the village of Cagman. I'm not sure if you can hear the background noise, but music is blaring. There's food out on every table. They've got the barbecue pit going, and motorcyclists are revving their engines. If you had your eyes closed and you didn't see any of the campaign signs, you would think there was an island-wide fiesta, everyone rooting for their candidate. We have the Republican team here on this corner, the independent team on this corner, and the Democrats further down the street. This has been the case at every precinct that we've been visiting this morning. Voters telling us that they're ready to see change, and they believe that it's their candidate who will deliver that change in their party for the island community. And I know we've been reporting on Saipan for the past week, but keep in mind that Rota voters are also voting on the island of Rota. Tinian voters are also voting on Tinian, and voters in the Northern Islands are also casting their ballots. And so it truly is a day of democracy in action. And we got to talk to a few of supporters for each of the camps earlier this morning, and we want to share a few of those interviews to show you what's motivating them today to support and show out for their candidates.
Emily's been it for the longest run from day one, and I believe this party is the party for the people, and the entire Commonwealth will be benefit from this administration again.
Aaron, how
Thank
do you
you.
feel about the crowd coming out to support today and throughout the past week of early voting?
I am confident that will prevail. The GOP will prevail, and hopefully I'm true to that. And I just wish that the people would feel that this is the party that helps the economy and the entire people of the Commonwealth in their lives. And every day of their lives, especially. I am a retiree, and I'm so happy that this governor is able to give me 100% of my retirement benefit. I just wish that all retirees have the same sentiment with me.
Why are you supporting Independent? Why are you coming out to support them today?
I'm supporting the 80 team because it's time for change. You know, there's a lot are going on here in our island, and it's time to have trusted leaders for our CNMI. You know, it's been how many years, and it's time for change. That's why I am voting for Palacios and Apatang, 80 2022.
Yeah, I'm supporting Tina and Layla and our Democratic candidates because I'm really concerned about the future of our young, my children, my grandchildren. We need to change this. We need to change it and make it a honest government again for the future of the CNMI. So that's why I'm voting blue.
All right, and what do you think about turnout so far? Over a third of people voted early. Are you confident in people showing up for the ticket?
Yes, I think so, since we have about over 19,000 registered. I hope that they all show up and vote. We saw with the early voting that people have shown up. So I hope everybody else that has not voted will come in today and vote.
And there you heard it. The supporters are out in full force across the islands of Saipan, Tinian, and Rota. As we reported last week, the gubernatorial tickets all voted early on Thursday. Governor Ralph Torres and Senator Vinny Sablan under the Republican camp voted early. On Friday, the Democrats, House Representatives Tina Sablan and Layla Staffler voted early. And over the weekend as well, Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios and Mayor David Apatang under the independent ticket also voting early. And that last voter there, as you heard mentioned, there's over 19,000 voters. That's the most any election has ever seen in Commonwealth history. And in early voting, in the 7 days of that early voting, over a third of voters in the NMI voted early. And so tonight, perhaps there are two questions. The first question being, what will the voter turnout be? Will we see a majority of the record of 19,000 voters actually show up to the polls today and vote for their candidates? And secondly, once those votes are tabulated, will a gubernatorial candidate get more than 50% of the votes? Because Jason, as we've been explaining this entire time of the election, in our election coverage, if no gubernatorial team gets more than half of the votes, 2 weeks after the votes are certified, then there will be a runoff election. And everyone we've spoken with so far tell us that that likelihood is very high. And so we do have all the information on polling places today up at KUAM.com. You can also follow us on KUAM CNMI on Instagram. Again, polls close in the NMI at 7 p.m. on Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda. Jason, the music is still blaring loud, cars are honking, and it seems like everyone's having a good time. And we're expecting this energy to sustain itself throughout the next 24 hours once winners are announced. For now, I'm Tomas Manglona reporting on Saipan for KUAM.